I wanted to make this video today because I've obviously been moving to raw a few years ago, and I still see people buying very low priced kibble from the stores for their dogs, and I think there needs to be a bit more education and a bit more awareness of what is going on with the kibble products out there and why it is better to feed raw, not just because of this whole movement situation, just because it is literally the better choice for the dogs. And I keep having the I do have the comparison between, would I eat McDonald's every single day of the year and still be healthy, or would I choose to do home cooked and just leave the McDonald's out of the way? And I think the choice is clear for me, at least. I'm sorry if you can hear a lot of wind, because it feels like it's a massive April day going on with rain showers, hail, lots of wind, and it's very nasty outside. So if there's a lot of wind going on, I'm sorry. I just need to get that video out, basically. I didn't want to wait any longer. So yeah, that's why I'm choosing raw over kibble every time now. As I said, I've been a kibble feeder all my life. I've had cats back in the days. I had 4 cats, and they're all been fed kibble, and they all had lots of diarrhea problems and all the other things. So I've been feeding wet food, like canned wet food, to my cats back in the days. I've been feeding kibble all day, every day, and all just the supermarket brands. I didn't even go high end or anything. I had no clue what I was feeding. I was just going with the printed label on the front of the packages. And it's like, okay, there is a lot of colors going on and a lot of promise, and that's what I've been going with. I have not digged into this deeper. But my dog, when I adopted my dog started, I think just under a year in, after I had him, he started having problems. And that includes vomitings every single night around midnight. Between 12 and 3, you could put the clock to it, he was vomiting, and we had sleepless nights over this. And I've been talking about this in previous videos if you want to rewatch those. So therefore, I would like to show you how I read ingredient labels now, not explaining why I feed raw, because I've done this in past videos, and I could put another video out if you want to. I have my raw food here. This is not a promotion of the brand that I'm feeding at the moment. I'm not affiliated with those people. This is just the brand that I'm choosing at the moment. If you want to read into this more, how I read ingredient labels, I do write a blog, if I can, twice a week, otherwise at least once a week, and I will link the blog post in the comments below if you want to read a little bit more into this. Here is what's in the raw meat that I'm feeding, right? It is literally all it says. I can put a picture on the front here so you can read too. It is a complimentary meal of whole skinless rabbit, including heart, liver, kidney and lung. And that's it. There is no additive, there is no preservative, there is no artificial flavors, colorings, artificial vitamins, nothing. This is it, guys. And same as for the turkey that I feed my other dog. There's a complimentary, that's a word for itself, complimentary meal of turkey drumstick, turkey heart / gizzard, and turkey liver, and that's it. The complimentary meal means this is not a full meal. It's basically, you can't just feed it and be done with it, because then they will get deficiencies at some point. complementary means there needs to be something added to it, as this is not full on. So I feed this as well as blueberries, broccoli, and all the few supplements that are getting at the moment, which includes nettle because of seasonal allergies, milk thistle and dandelion root to clean the body and clean the liver and make the liver work better, digestive enzymes, omega-3. So just to mention a few. So this is what I'm doing with feeding my dogs, and that needs to be added on in order to make this a whole meal. If you don't, as I said, it's going to be in some point nutritional deficiencies, and yeah, that's not fun. This is the reason why I feed raw. You can get complete meals, and the reason why I'm not buying complete meals is because the things that they're getting into this is sometimes not agreeing with me, especially when it's salmon oil. I do not agree with salmon oil in the foods. Salmon oil can get rancid really quickly after you open it, and that's just not good for me, especially as well with the heavy metal content due to the seawater contamination. Some of them are farmed as well, and that's another big story topic for itself. So I prefer to feed omega-3 as hemp seed oil. Very limited amount of companies do it. I think I can't even think of any companies that would do it, especially not with turkey and rabbit, as I need to feed that specifically. The comparison to kibble is just worlds. It is worlds apart. It's, as I said, when I fed kibble back in the days, it was just going to the store, find the cheapest possible and the most agreeable with me, which as I said, I had no idea how to read the ingredient labels, and there were sometimes like almost a page long with the ingredients that were in it, and that's just not good. The more listed ingredients you have in the product, the worse it is. It literally is that way. And yeah, so therefore guys, look in the ingredient list of your kibble, what you're buying. Unfortunately, I cannot recommend you a very good high quality kibble because there is none out there. What I would recommend though, that do not buy the cheapest in the supermarket, as I've been through it, and once I started looking into it, I literally chucked it away, because the bags that I bought, they were about £3. What was in it was hurting my dog. And I don't want to repeat this, and I don't want any other dog to go through this. It's just because you guys, you need to start reading ingredient labels and make sure that you know exactly what's in the food. Because if you do not know, then you don't know what makes your dog sick, if he's sick. I was looking into the ingredient labels for myself, and I was shocked what stuff was eating, where the repeat process was going into, as well as rapeseed oil on an ongoing basis. Now the recent fact that there's folic acid in the white flowers everywhere, as the government has started putting that into as a mandatory requirement since this year, I think, to put that in the white flour. Wholemeal flour doesn't have it in it, but white flour does. These are all things that I say, okay, is enough of additives that I do not need and want in my food, and I need to start looking into alternatives of what I can do in order to make my life healthier and the products that I'm eating better. This is not an analysis of extreme comparisons. I mean, I can do this in another video of telling you what brands to buy and what brands to avoid. I just didn't want to put it in this video because it's just, I just wanted to get the word out that, guys, start looking at ingredient labels and start reading what's in it. The biggest point is meat meal. If you read meat meal and not meat, that's a big indicator there is basically no meat in it. Meat meal is the result of overcooking, overboiling meat, and what's left of it is getting made into a powder. And does that sound delicious? I don't think so. Plus, all the nutrients are gone, and that's why they have to be added synthetically as vitamins into the kibble. And the dogs can't take that in, because again, it's synthetic and you can't find that in the wild. So basically, if you add synthetic stuff, the dogs can't take it in. So what does it do in the body? I don't know. I don't want it in the body, you know. This is the biggest issue. And if there is less than 50% of actual meat in the food, in the kibble, I wouldn't touch it either. Because what's the point? It's been otherwise filled with carbs. Like when you see less of that, it's filled with carbs like sweet potatoes, peas, maize, all starches that your dog shouldn't have. Yeah, so that's basically the overall overview. As I said, I can go deeper in another video of like what you shouldn't feed and what you should feed and what's best and how to read that properly. I just wanted to show you how I read ingredient labels, and the less is in it, like what I read with those sentences, like there's just 3-4 words and that's it. That's the best. As I said, I don't want to pick on a specific brand. I will probably just do an overview of a few labels that you commonly see in the supermarkets and some common big brands, and then show you how to read this and what's okay and what's not okay. So that's the overview. I just wanted to get this out, guys. Please start watching ingredient labels for your dogs or for yourself. Both needs to be looked at, because it is getting worse. It is getting worse in the food chain, and it's not good to put all this stuff into you. It really isn't. Might even help you with your health if you have any health issues. So that's that. I finished that video here. I hope it was not too broad for you, but I just wanted to get that word out. So again, I'll make a more in-depth video later, and I'll see you around. And the rain is coming back. Oh dear. Okay guys, I'll see you around.